Like I mentioned, different setup. We working overtime. This was such a big moment that we knew we had to give y'all the live reaction. So shout out to the team for making this happen. My Knicks come back in game one, down 22 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This was another incredible game. We are being spoiled right now as basketball fans. What we were able to get on Monday night with Wemby and the Thunder and that whole double overtime situation, and then to come into tonight's games with the Knicks and the Cavaliers also going into overtime in their own way was extremely dope. And I'm trying to make sure I live in this moment as much as possible and not take these two series for granted with at least the way that they're starting. For tonight, my Knicks, emotions all over the place. I won't lie to y'all. First quarter, I was happy because we had full control of the game. There was a part of me that was like, okay, y'all, we gotta make some shots. I wanted the offense to come out a little bit more aggressive with a little bit more of a punch. Felt like we lacked there, but it was okay because we were causing turnovers. The Cavaliers didn't look comfortable. They just looked like the Cavaliers that we had seen in both previous series, different iterations of them against the Pistons, different iterations of them against the Raptors. It kind of felt like that same on the road Cavaliers team in that first quarter, 23 to 16. Second quarter, they started to really get it together and find their rhythm while we still were struggling. And so I'm like, okay, still not panicking, still feeling extremely confident. They go into the half with the lead. I'm feeling like there are a few adjustments we can make. And on top of that, there's no way we shoot the ball worse than what we just shot in those opening quarters. So I'm still feeling really good. And then, yeah, the third and the fourth came, and they were able to just build on top of that lead. We looked like a similar version of them in the first quarter where we just were out of whack, couldn't really find any cohesiveness, and the 3-point shots refused to fall. Brunson shot it poorly tonight. I think he was 1 of 6. Cat was 1 of 5. OG was like 1 of 5, 1 of 6. Josh Hart 1 of 5. Like, if your name wasn't Shamet, and you just couldn't really make 3-point shots tonight. And I think that was another one of the things that stood out for me from the Knicks and for them offensively, and I think is going to be a big thing going forward, where we love the new role and the new identity Cat has been able to step into throughout the duration of these playoffs, with him being this hub and this playmaker and just giving the offense a different feel and look that makes it a lot more unpredictable than previous years and seasons. But with that being said, I think it is important for Cat to still establish a sense of aggression against this Cavaliers team or whoever. As the playoffs continue, we love the passing ability, we love the playmaking, we love the different looks that it provides. But I think we are at our best when we're still able to get that offensive punch from Cat. That's what makes him him. That's what makes him so special. Is that he is a guy that you have to respect as a shooter. He's a guy that can be a screener. He's a guy that can receive a screen. He can get to the hole with one dribble. Cat one dribble gathers the ball, huge 1-2 step, and he's at the rim drawing fouls, finishing through contact. And there's times where he takes those 2 long steps and he forces the defense to help, and he's able to drop it down to Josh Hart, who goes up really strong out of that dunker spot. Maybe can dump it down to OG Anunoby, a guy who has showed us he can dunk off vertical in those positions. So I want to see Cat assert himself more aggressively. And I think that's going to be something going forward that will, again, help a lot and alleviate a lot. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that hub look that we got so much success from in the last 2 series. It feels like the Cavaliers were ready for that, and they were anticipating that. And tonight is a night where, again, we just didn't make shots, which making shots always helps any offensive flow or system you're trying to run. So that is a big thing for me. Brunson, I felt like, at times in that third and second half where we fell a little flat, he tried to take matters into his own hands, and there were some forced shot attempts. And one of the things that I love is the adjustment, right? When we started to turn this game on its head, we were able to get that matchup of Brunson going at Harden. And I thought the Cavaliers were kind of crazy to not do anything to fight it. They kind of just let that switch happen, and everybody in the building saw that that's what we were looking for. And it's something that the Knicks have done in the past that really frustrates me, Mikal and OG, where teams are really seeking out Brunson or Cat, and we just die on screens. It's like no fight, and you're just like, oh, y'all want Jalen Brunson to be on Donovan Mitchell? Here, go ahead, you can have him. And it's like, I never understand that mentality, and it felt like the Cavs were doing that as well. And though I was hoping they would let the switch happen because of the way Brunson was starting to get going, as an analyst, I'm just like, where's the effort to try to do as much as possible to not allow this to just happen? And one of the guys that I think should get a lot of attention on our side from that was Landry Shamet. I had a lot of Cavalier fans, and they're probably still going on right now on Twitter, asking about the aggression of Donovan Mitchell as the game got into those later parts and in the fourth quarter in the overtime where they were only able to score 3 points. I think a lot of that came from Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet really hounded him full court. Landry Shamet fought through the screens and wasn't just allowing the Brunson switch to just happen just because. And Landry Shamet was also sound in what his goal was, which was to shade him and be his shadow and stay in front of him as much as possible and valuing a contest or just pressure. I think in the stat sheet on the box score, you're not going to see Landry Shamet with 3 steals. It ain't going to be no highlight defensive plays or anything like that. But it goes into the win of how important it was to slowing down Donovan Mitchell and just being sound. And I think he deserves a lot of credit. And a lot of those sound defensive possessions led to us to get stops and for us to get in transition and find Landry Shamet on a couple of open looks while the Cavaliers were in scramble mode. So, yeah, there is also something about just the Cavaliers and their turnovers, right? Like, we were in the group chat talking about it, and Kenny texted and was like, James Harden is crazy. Like, he just, like, the last turnover of the game, and the game was pretty much decided, but it was still crazy. James Harden threw a pass behind his head, and it was a turnover. But it was just like, it was one play with James Harden tried to make a long skip pass, and it went out of bounds. Like, they have some very head-scratching turnovers that I know just frustrates the hell out of Cavs fans. And yeah, there was a point in time where Donovan Mitchell looked like the best player on the floor, and he looked locked in as ever. There was a 3-point shot that he made in this game that had me just kind of shake my head. And then the same thing with Sam Merrill, right? Like, on the box score, Sam Merrill only has 12 points, but I thought he hit 3 huge threes. I thought he just gave them a different energy, right? Like, just a big boost of energy. And it was very frustrating seeing us put 2 on the ball for both of those backcourt guys and continue to put ourselves in a position where we will have to scramble. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, I think, have to give them more. They have to. They have too many games where they sway, and Evan Mobley did hit a big time 3-point shot. There was a part of this game during that Knicks run in the fourth quarter where we got it down to 5 or 4, and I remember Evan Mobley hitting a 3 on that right wing and being like, we just did that comeback for nothing. Like, that's the shot that stops the bleeding. That's a shot that gives them just enough breathing room. And then on top of that, a couple plays later, we kind of played through that and got the lead back down to 3. And then Cat got an offensive foul, which he's got to stop fouling, especially in those critical moments. But luckily, we were able to prevail. Incredible win. Just on cloud 9 right now. I can't really explain how I'm feeling. But again, we're 3 wins away. And I felt like this is not a Knicks game. This was not a game that the Knicks played their brand of basketball. So I'm excited to see what happens and what the outcome will look like when we do play our brand of basketball. Hey, this is Teed Up. I'm Pee Wee the Plug. Don't go anywhere. We got more after this break.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.